What's going on, Sports Wars? This is Ryan with the RK Outpost and GeeksandGamers.com, and the NBA is back, but with it has come some national anthem protests unlike anything we have ever seen before. You have every member of the team, from the players to the coaching staff, kneeling during the national anthem, all wearing Black Lives Matter t-shirts, with very few exceptions, including Jonathan Isaac, who very publicly took a stand and did not wear a shirt during the national anthem. Got a lot of blowback for that, and unfortunately recently tore his ACL out for the rest of the season. But with that, we have news about the NBA ratings. Now, you get a different story depending on what perspective you're coming from. I wanted to show you guys a couple different things and kind of give you my take on how these national anthem protests have affected the NBA ratings. You can see right here this article from the Sports Rush. NBA ratings crash. Why are NBA and MLB ratings at an all-time low after Black Lives Matter protests? Now, there's obviously a lot of reasons why these ratings could be low. There's also a lot of reasons why these ratings are higher than the average NBA game that would be going on right now, because it's obviously a restart. It is the first time we have had NBA in months. It's essentially like a season opener. So when you look at these numbers and you compare them to a normal day in the NBA, yeah, they look really good. But when you compare them to something that's actually comparable, it doesn't look that great. I want to take you guys through a couple sites. Obviously, this site is saying that they are absolutely terrible. And you can see that after the Lakers and Clippers, 3.4 million, it does fall off. 2.1 million for the Jazz. The following night, you have Celtics Bucks, arguably the two best teams in the East, at 1.3 million. And then Mavs Rockets at 1.7. That is a huge drop off from even a regular game on TNT. Should pull more than 1.3 million viewers. That's kind of pathetic. But you also have the social justice messaging on the NBA jerseys. You have a lot of players with Black Lives Matter, with equality, with say her name, things like that on the back of their jerseys, trying to use their platform to speak for social justice. That does just turn a lot of people the wrong way. Of course, big stars like LeBron James aren't going to put that on their back because they have a brand they want to represent out there. That's their name. They're not going to put something like that on their jersey. LeBron James simply said, well, I don't have anything that I specifically identified with. Very strange, LeBron James. But it's not just the NBA. Major League Baseball suffered a dip as well. But when you go to some place like this, Variety, Lakers Clippers shoots big numbers for TNT as NBA restarts. And of course, right here, you have NBA ratings surge on restart while China blackout continues. So what really is the deal? And I think you need to go and compare it to something realistic. So we know when you go look at Outkick, and Outkick has been awesome for sports coverage right now. I'm visiting this site a lot. And they compare the ratings for the return, the opening night of the NBA, Lakers Clippers 3.4, Pelicans Jazz 2.1 million, to the Major League Baseball return. And it got beat by Major League Baseball the week before, which, to be honest, is insane. Now, Major League Baseball has fallen off a cliff too because they as well had demonstrations during the national anthem during their opening day. But it's kind of crazy that would even happen because Major League Baseball, we all know that it just is not the same draw as the NBA on a national level. But this is after people have spent months with no sports, and the ratings are just low, like they are. Compare it to this. Lakers Clippers. Lakers Clippers was the opening day matchup of this NBA season. You look at what Lakers Clippers did last year in 2019. It averaged a 2.2 rating and 3.58 million viewers on TNT, ranked third among opening nights since 2013. So that is more than we got for this Lakers-Clippers game, which is an NBA restart, essentially a season opener leading up to the playoffs. And keep in mind that this October 22nd, 2019 was when this happened. The World Series was also going on at that point. The World Series was averaging 12 million viewers during the same time that the NBA restart or the NBA season opener was happening. So when you really look at it and put it at perspective, you have to think that this is kind of bad. This is kind of bad for the NBA. Not a good sign. Definitely a sign that some people aren't taking too kindly to what is going on with the protests, with the kneeling during the national anthem, the social justice messages on the back of their jerseys. This is connected. You would have to admit, sitting here, looking at what we've been having to deal with the past several months, sitting inside, cooped up, no sports. We want to do something. People are just sitting there. They want sports back. But then they get them, and all they're doing is preaching to you and trying to tell you a message, trying to say why this is wrong. And if you dare stand up for that, we're going to crucify you. The media is going to crucify you. That's what we saw with Jonathan Isaac. And quite frankly, I think people are sick of it. And that is why these ratings weren't where they should have been. They were not as high as the NBA was probably expecting. And if it continues this downward trend, that is not good news for the National Basketball League. They do not have fans in the stands. They do not have that kind of revenue coming in. All they have are the TV deals, and that is not good news for them going forward. What do you guys think about all this? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think that the protests have had an effect on ratings, both in the National Basketball League and the MLB? Let us know in the comments below. Smash the like button, subscribe to Sports Wars, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.